Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury and Bulldog Nation, I have announced my running for governor and why. I have done a video now about my background for you. Feel free to share these to anybody you want. I'm now going to take a position on all the major issues that I just thought of at the top of my head, so you know where my position is. I haven't even gone over these with my policy advisors yet, but I don't care. But I want you all to know where I stand on some major issues, so you can decide whether you want to support me. No vax mandates, no mask mandates, no lockdowns, resistance of federal mandates, pro-life. I think abortion is killing a baby, killing a human being. I am pro-Second Amendment, period. I am also, though, pro the entire Bill of Rights, including the ones about due process and justice. You know, I crack up at the Republican Party never wants to talk about the Bill of Rights dealing with justice. What do they want? We need tort reform. I'm against tort reform. If somebody does something that harms you or your loved one, you should be entitled to your just compensation. One of the things I loved about Trump never went down the road of tort reform, did he? Limits on compensation. Why? Why should somebody be limited to a certain amount for pain and suffering if there's a lifetime of suffering? The Republican Party tried tort reform as soon as they captured the House and the governorship. And to the credit of the Kentucky Supreme Court, they shot that down. I'm for massive legal reform that involves justice. Remember, justice delayed is justice denied. We need to have faster justice, fairer justice. We don't need appeals to be taking years, do we? No, we don't. We don't need people waiting forever for a damn trial, do we? No mandatory bar association. Why should anybody a lawyer belong to a bar association where the large law firms control that? I mean, if you're a painter, you don't have to belong to a painter association, do you? Nope. You don't have to belong to a cosmetology association, a plumber's association. Think about that. I am all for voter ID, voter integrity. Legalization of marijuana. Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury and Bulldog Nation, the ship has sailed. The ship has sailed. Whether you want it or not, I personally am not a smoker of marijuana. I think marijuana is generally bad for people. You shouldn't smoke it. But folks, the ship has sailed. We have all these states that have got it full-blown legal, medical legal, all this stuff. Legalization of marijuana, it's here. It's here. Plain and simple, it's here. I know so many wonderful people, good people, who smoke pot on a regular basis. They seem okay to me. I mean, it's what the hell, folks. Let's talk straight. You're going to get it straight. Legalization of pot, way overdue. Oh, let me tell you what I'm not against. I'm against for corporate control of legalization of pot, like they do in Ohio, where all the rich people get to control it. You know, but it's going to be a crime if little Joe sells some to his neighbor. That's bullshit. No more corporate welfare. I will make sure that the business climate in Kentucky is so good. You're not going to need corporate welfare. Companies will want to come here anyway. Complete overhaul of tax system. I spoke to a tax expert buddy of mine yesterday, and I said, you're going to be the head of the governor's commission to freaking overhaul this entire tax policy. And by the way, folks, you think, wait a minute, you're just going to be governor, Eric. You got to work for the legislature. You know how governors and presidents get things done? You get the people behind you, and then you dare them to vote against it. It's the way legislation's always worked. I will promise you, I will lead this state. I will lead it. All right. Education freedom. Damn right. I'll be the best thing that parents will ever have when it comes to education. Pro-law enforcement. You won't see any defunding coming from me. We need good police. We need to support our police. Without law and order, you have anarchy. I'm pro-police. And by the way, you know what? If a cop does something wrong, shoots somebody in the back, well, guess what? They'd be held accountable. These big broad, there's some people that no matter what a police officer does, he should get away with it. Well, that's bullshit. Just like there's people who think no matter what a doctor does, they should get away with it. Well, that's bullshit. It's case by case, facts by facts. Jobs, work, again, tax policy and regulation. Less government, more freedom. Less government, more freedom. You watch an economy roar. Efficient government, where government has to be. Come on, there's government. You got to have government. It needs to be efficient as hell. I'm telling you right now, I will freaking make this government efficient. Less regulation, I already covered that. I want to say this. I'm not going to pander to any region. What's good for one Kentuckian is good for any Kentuckian. And I'm not going to pander to necessary segments of the economy. However, just like anything, there's exceptions to the rule in life. There are always some exceptions. I think that when you think Kentucky, you think coal, you think the horse, you think bourbon, you think agriculture and farming and tourism. Ladies and gentlemen, the American Jury and Bulldog Nation, I'm for all of them. I will be your best friend that you've ever had in that governor's office. So, ladies and gentlemen, the American Jury and Bulldog Nation, I'm giving you everything that you need to know. By the way, I'll get into more issues. I did those off the top of my head last night. But, ladies and gentlemen, the American Jury, you got a little flavor of why I'm running, who I am, what I stand for on these major issues. Spread them around. Help me out. If you're for me, spread them. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a great day.